What up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Not Just Gamer Dads podcast.
Yeah,
Well,
you tell him.
motherfuckers, what's up, man? Thank you, man.
Tell him.
How you doing, bro? How was your week?
Man, doing good, man. It was a busy week.
Yeah?
But productive. We
That's
got
what's
a lot
up.
of stuff done. You know what I'm
Hell
saying?
yeah, that's what's up, man. I know that we kicked off the first episode just catching up on life and everything we've been going on to, and I think it transitioned to a perfect topic that that you brought up as we were talking about our topics is balance. You know,
Yeah.
you did mention that we had an episode last season on balance, but I think that it's good to come back and see how we've been doing with our balancing now.
Especially like with that gap that we had. I mean, it's like I feel like it'd be a really good, practice what you preach type joint. We talked about balance and the importance of that stuff. And then we had to take time off to take care of what we had to take care of and prioritize things and everything. So it just makes sense to show, hey, well, we told you guys, how do we put that into perspective in our lives? So I think it's a good idea to really just like share everything. Cause I know we both got a lot.
Yeah.
We went in two different directions and based off of necessity and priority and all these other things and availability. So it's like, to go from there and like, how did we change gears and stuff like that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you want to keep the balance, but still keep everything going. Because obviously, we've been doing everything separately: our family, our lives, work, blah blah blah, our content creation, kids, all that stuff. And then we're like, hey, now we got to loop this in on top of everything that we got going on.
Exactly. Well, and that's the thing about it too, man. I learned this. You can't balance shit that you don't want to do. You're naturally
Well said.
bro, like you can't. Like at the end of the day, you're gonna procrastinate it. Like we already as humans procrastinate things, no matter how driven you are. I can say I'm a very driven individual. I know you're a driven individual. That doesn't mean we don't procrastinate something.
Oh yeah.
Now, what is it that we always fold on? Shit, I don't do.
Mm-hmm. Well said.
You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, yo, I'm gonna procrastinate folding that laundry, but I'm not gonna procrastinate folding wifey. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna fold the fuck out that.
Right?
But, hey, it is
if I had a choice.
Yeah, if I had a choice, it's cheeks.
What are we folding over here and shit? But yeah, man, I'm glad you this topic has been brought up, man. Because you're right, man. We had things going on, and you were really open about your daughter being so young and things that you got going on, and you're doing this and doing that. But talk about like a week and Tetsu's Temple's like balancing in life. Like, what you got going on a regular day basis, and how do you handle keeping everything, keeping the ship sailing to where everybody's good. Or, you know what I mean?
To be honest, I'll be 100% honest with you, man. The last 6 months, it was up and down. It was a roller coaster. And not like, it's just, kids are all over the place.
Mhm.
One day they are, a godsend. The next day you swear they're spawn of Satan. Like it just, the one day they're good and they're cooperative and they're a little bit more, they give you more freedom. And the next day they need you. You know what I'm saying? So, and we have multiple children, you know what I mean? So it's like, right now, Remy's kind of like been like my priority. Like regardless of how well I want to do with my business, my daughter's always going to be priority on that. So it's like, I got to take care of her, make sure she's right. But she's getting older. She's getting bigger. She finally hit 1 a few months ago. And we got her this bigger playpen. So she's been able to maneuver more, got her some more like interactive toys to get her right. So basically my week has just been like in the mornings, I had to just kind of like come to conclusions that like, hey, when do my projects make sense when it comes to distraction? I was like, I used to love going live in the morning. And personally, going live in the morning was great for me. I had great numbers. It was a great turnout every time. But Remy was always loud or would start crying. And then I didn't want to look like a neglecting dad. Like,
of course.
Oh, yo, let me get this game done. And she's like, Dad.
Yeah.
Granted, I know you just want attention. You don't want me to stream. She's a lot smarter than she looks.
Right.
She knows. Because I'll fake starting the stream up. And I'll be like, all right, guys, what's going on? She'll be like, Dad.
That's my cue.
Yeah. And I'd be like, I'm not even live yet. She just goes, I'm like, damn it. So it's like, yeah, so she knows, you know what I mean? So it's like, at that point, it's like, yo, I want to make sure that, I get what I got to get done. I just have to time it better. So it's like, I was like, I got to start getting up earlier so that, if I get up earlier, she's going to get up earlier. So she's going to get tired quicker so she could take a nap on time. So I had to just pretty much time everything. Okay, it doesn't make sense right now for me to go live in the mornings. So what am I going to do? I'm going to edit. I'm going to work on stuff that doesn't require sound. I'm going to do all that stuff. And then at nighttime is gonna be more of my focus on my live streaming and stuff like that. So I just had to focus that my mornings are very open right now because just it depends on what the baby's doing. So like when the baby's giving me time, I go hard in the paint as much as I can, get as much as I can done. And then whatever I don't, I gotta plan it. I have a planner that shows this day I gotta do this day I gotta do that, this day I gotta do this, so that I know exactly what I'm gonna get done. So when it's time and I get that moment, there we go with the prioritizing. Okay,
Right.
this needs to be done first. This needs to be done after that. Then this
Yeah.
needs to be done after that. And then I just go into that so that I try to get ahead so that when I have those days where it's like, nope, I guess we're watching Bluey all
Yeah.
day. I'm good.
Because you can plan all you want, but life happens, right?
Yeah.
Kids get sick,
no matter what.
things you got to do, you know what I mean? And I'm glad that you say that, like with the whole being a father thing, like with my kids, you know, they got sports going on. So Mondays and Wednesdays, I take them to practice, you know, that's in the evenings. And then, you know, I work all day. And then in between, I'm working on clips. Or in the afternoons, I stream and things like that. But like a healthy balance in life is very important. Not, you know, just when it comes to the content creation, we balance things. And then, but other than that, like we try to sleep well, you know, our relationship with our significant others and, you know, making sure that we make time for other things that are important in our lives. And a lot of people, and it's not just content creation thing. A lot of people get so like focused on what they want to do and they forget about everything else. And I think that's when a lot of people get so tunnel vision and then they look around and they're like, well, so-and-so is not here. And someone's like, yeah, but you're so driven on what you're doing. Sometimes you forget to pull back and look and see what you should be, you know, taking care of as well. Like responsibilities, like your kids and shit, right?
Yeah, and family's a really good reminder of giving you that sit back and relax. Because, like you said, they get sick or whatever. What I'm not gonna just throw up over there in the corner. I'll pick it up later. Like, nah, like I gotta take care of my kids. And then they get sick. What happens? I get sick. And then when I get sick, so and so gets sick. And then it's a whole circle. And the next thing you know, for a whole week, we're out of commission.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, you got to be able to balance that. In the beginning of this new venture, I got overwhelmed a lot and I got stressed out a lot because I was trying, like, I already knew when we were having our newest baby with Remy, I just had to survive. I was going. I found my stride. I was going crazy, doing my thing, feeling good, feeling comfortable, found my groove. And then it all just like not plummeted, but like it just went to a stop. Because then we had a baby. So that's priority number one. So I was like, okay, I got to figure out how to do this and stay relevant. Because if I don't, because there's some people that say, I got a baby, I'm out. And then they come back a year later, like I'm back, no one's there. And it sucks. Like your community is good. And just, you know, based off of how you treat your community, will let you know how they stay. If you treat your community like shit, you throw expectations, you shit on them when they're not around. When you need time, they're not going to stay and wait for you. Because they're going to be like, damn, well, when I needed time, you bitched about it.
Yeah. And
that's why I try to make sure I don't complain about when my people are out doing something. Oh, I sorry I missed your streams for a week. I was in the hospital. Like, you know, why are you apologizing?
Don't you got a phone? Don't you got a phone? You can watch me from. I just.
Yo, yeah, dude. When I hear that, I instantly dip. I'm like, you're a dickhead. Like, because it's true though. Like karma comes around. You get on people and you shit on people, and then when you need that grace and that patience, you expect that. But it's like you were just shitting on your community. Like, so if you gotta take time off, so I was like, yo, I need to survive. And that's why in my survival, I made sure I needed patience for myself. And the best way to practice that was to outwardly give patience to others. So I was always giving patience to my community whenever they needed time or they were gone for a while. I never made anybody feel like shit for not being around or whatever it may be. So it was like, it helped out. You know what I mean? But basically in the beginning, it was just like that. I was trying to get so much done. I was trying to stay as consistent as I was before with my content creation. But in the beginning, it was like I was trying to stay like that with my limitations I had, which just wasn't going to be.
Yeah, you could. It's like you try to keep that stride going with that extra stuff that you got going on, and it was kind of hard to perform at the level that you wanted with the new responsibilities. Yeah, because some people like, I mean, yeah, we all think we could do a million things and we can do like that, but like the balancing that I've gotten better over the year, and this is what just for me, like. With the balancing with the content creation, I was more honest of how I was going about my stuff. So I peeled back a lot because for me, you know, and we were just kind of chopping it up before we started recording. It's like, I'm getting older. You know what I mean? Like I started like, right. I'm getting older. So I'm like taking care of myself, sleeping well. I'm eating well. I'm exercising. You know what I mean? I'm like adding all these things in my life to mentally have myself good, my body feel good, to go to practice with my kids, to hang out with my wife on the weekends, to do this at night, and to do that, to work full time, then come out here, record podcasts, do clipping and stuff like that. So like with the balance and with me over this past year, I gotten so much better. I stopped drinking during the week. Just like I wasn't like getting hammered, but like 2 or 3 beers a night for X amount of time is not good. It's not like I was getting drunk.
Catch up.
Yeah. So like I cut just drinking off during the week, and like I started feeling better. I started sleeping better, and it gave me the energy to do more shit. And I was like, damn, you know what I mean? Like I'm balancing all these things that I got going on, and I've got a good groove. And it takes time to get that, because you have to go through it. Everybody's different, right? Everybody has different lives, different goals. You know, you have to sway this and sway that more than others. And I feel like this year, when we started the whole podcast and talking, it started helping me like realize certain things in my life. I say it all the time. Every time I sit down and talk to anybody, it helps me like reflect. It makes me better hearing other people's experiences and what they do and what they don't do, because it gives me a different aspect of how people handle their business. So every time I talk to you, I get a good like a feel of how you handle your stuff, and it gives me things to think about that I normally wouldn't do because I don't deal with that kind of thing. But hearing from other people enlightens me.
Dude, this experience from other people's vision. Like you know, if you only try to experience the world from your eyes, you're gonna realize you missed out on a lot. You got to be able to experience the world from everybody's eyes around you, and the only way to do that is to communicate with people. You know, they say like, you know, building a circle. Just because you build a circle and there's a lot of people around it doesn't mean they have to stay in your circle. Yeah. You can come into your circle for a moment, and you guys can share an experience and share a memory, and then they can go about and do their business. People can be in your circle momentarily, and that's not a problem. Yeah. That's what I learned. Like, people come and go. This whole thing with Facebook and Kick and Twitch and all this crap. I mean, you showed I already peeped Fugazi shit from stuff. I peeped Fugazi joints from a mile away. You know what I'm saying? But it, like, everybody's perspective on who they rock with changed the moment everybody's bag changed. And it was just like, nah, bro, like, I got to make sure I stay in my lane, and the people that are in my circle, I'm not going to give a damn about the longevity. I'm just going to focus on that time and make the best out of it, because I don't know when you're going to be gone. Yeah. Whether it's forever, whether it's temporarily, you know, whether it's quickly, it doesn't matter what it is. I can't gauge that time, but I can engage what I do with the time given. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that's why it was like with peers, it was like that. Same thing with my family. So it was just like, nah, I feel you on that one. So like, you learn from other people's joints. Like, I mean, dude, like, I mean, us, but like, we weren't able to talk every single day, but I peeped what you was doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, even with me, like, I was like, okay, look, I knew my limitations. You can't stay consistent if you don't know your limits. You know your limits better than anybody else. And I knew for me, I wasn't always focusing on content when it came to like off stream, like off live, like VOD shit. My VOD shit didn't get as much love as my live stuff did. So I knew, okay, at first, for staying relevant, I had to sacrifice my VOD content. So no more VODs, only quick, short reels. So I was like, no VODs for right now until I feel like I got that time strain. And then I'm going to focus on my live content to keep my people here, because that's what they need. Like, I noticed my community, they like my live interactions and reactions to their shit versus just watching my content. I'll gain people from that. That's not my focal point at the moment. I'm getting better at it though, but that's because now I got better time and balance. Yeah. But like, yeah, you got to know when to limit something, and you got to know when to go hard on something. Like, yeah, you got to be able to like figure out what works at that moment, and things may change, but it's all good. You know? Yeah. If it was the same all the time, it'd be boring as hell. Right.
I feel you that, because like when I just recently started, you know, doing jujitsu, I'm like, you know, almost 3 months in, almost 4 months. The first month I was like gung ho, like, all right, fuck, I want to get back into shape. I want to do a tournament. And then I started like going 2 times a week, 3 times a week. And I was like, you know what? I'm trying to add all this shit, and I'm trying to like, I have this thing where I get into things and I'm like so into it. That's one of my, it's like a blessing and a curse, because I'm the type of person that when I really like something, I really like getting into it. You know what I mean? So with the whole jujitsu thing, I would just like, as much as I want to do tournaments and get back into shape, I don't have the time to, and I'm not going to be able to operate at the level that I think I can, because mean, I want to compete again, and and I'm getting my body and my mentally just to get there. But it's all the balancing, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I've gotten better with, like, like I said, with the sleeping and work, and I only stream 3 times a week in the afternoons and only once in the evening. And it took me a while to accept that was my limit. How you were saying, that's my limit, and I was okay with it. But I was doing other stuff. I was supplementing the reels and the VODs, and started doing reactions, and started focusing on jujitsu. And then the kids started soccer and basketball again. So I started coaching Geo on Mondays, and I go to practice for Xander on Wednesdays. You know what I mean? And I look forward to those, because those are like things that I need in my life that, that I look forward to doing, because I love content creation and running podcasts, and that's all I want to do, and do jujitsu. You know what I mean? But sometimes, like, hearing things from other people, like, even times my wife is like, hey, you should go out with your friends. I'm like, I don't need to hang out with my friends. She's like, all you do is do this and do that. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. Because before I was doing this, and I'm not saying that I totally changed, but I was such a social butterfly. I was always looking forward to going out and hanging out with people, not just like to go drink or party, but hey, let's go to so-and-so's house. Let's go watch the fights. Let's go do this. Let's go do that. And with time, I was more like in this room more and more. And just like, my family is who I hang out with. And then that's it. And then I would keep in touch with my friends, like my close circle of friends. But I'm like, man, I need that in my life too. Like, I love them and I love being around them. So like, I've slowly just been getting out and hanging out with people, and you know what I mean? And I think it's good. Yeah, because it fills me up. Like, being around other people in person, like, fills my energy. And it's not about me or them. It's just being around people is like what I like doing. You know what I mean? So when I come back to doing this, or hanging out, running practice at the Y for my kid, I look forward to seeing those kids. I dapping them up. All the parents like, oh, Jimmy, you're so nice. I'm like, yeah, I'm having such a good time, because I enjoy doing that and I look forward to it. And I'm like, God, man, my life is so balanced right now. I'm fucking just happy. It's crazy. Yeah. I am just happy as shit.
That's what I'm telling you, man. You got to be happy before anything, because I don't want to reach my goals and be depressed.
Yeah,
because I'm never going to enjoy it.
Mhm.
I'd rather lengthen the journey by 5 years and get to my destination
Mhm.
happy, versus get there 5 years early and be depressed and not enjoy it.
Yeah.
That's not worth it anymore. You know what I'm saying? So I feel you on that one. It's like recharging your battery, man. You have a everyone has a social battery. I believe that.
Mhm.
If you don't, like, batteries, after
too
a while,
much of
they
it?
lose their charge.
Yeah, too much of it or too little of it, right?
Yeah, if you constantly have your battery on social, you're out there, you're gonna burn out. And then if you don't go out, you're still gonna lose that charge. You need
Mhm.
to recharge your battery at a healthy pace. Because I mean, even though we're here sitting in like our rooms when we do our live streams, interacting with chat is still a social interaction.
It is. I agree.
But if it's the only way you get social interaction, it's not healthy enough. You
Mhm.
need that. You need physical energy around
Yeah.
you. You know what I'm saying? People give off vibes and energy. And if you're not getting that from anybody, you're gonna be a shell of a human
Mhm.
sitting at this computer doing whatever. So it's like, no, I agree. Like, if we get chances, like even just going out to eat, you know what I'm saying? Like shit like that. Like, I love, like, I know I'm fat, but fuck it. Like, me and my wife do. I love going out to dinner with my wife.
Hell yeah.
Whenever I can get that chance, even if it's something small and quick.
Yeah.
Like, yo, we can go out for 30 minutes, leave the kids right here and just let them chill. Because, like, Pappy's here,
Yeah.
Layla's older, we have everybody around. So now we're getting to the point where Layla's old enough that she could chill with the little ones with Pappy,
Mhm.
my pops here. So we can go, and we don't go far ever. There's so many spots that are close to us that we can go 5 minutes down the road and go eat somewhere, be gone for 30 minutes and come back and feel good. So it's like, we would do stuff like that now more often. And it's just like, it's nice to just get out the house.
Right. It's good.
like
yeah.
COVID,
Yeah, and you have to, and you have to do that with your significant other. Like, my wife and I, we make time for each other all the time. Like Mondays and Wednesdays is her days, and she just likes watching her shows, or just soaking, or going and get her nails done, just chill. My wife is just, she's great, obviously, you know what I mean. But she just, like, I've told her over time, and we balance each other out, obviously. But sometimes I'm like, hey, go out, hang with your friends, go out and do this or do that, or sometimes she just wants to chill, watch TikTok videos, or put a show on, and vice versa. Like me, like Tuesdays and Thursdays are my nights. I go to jujitsu, and then I stream at night, and we do this. So like, having that happiness in your life, it gives you a better outlook on your life, man, and just prepares you to excel and want to do different things every day. Like, damn,
Yeah.
yeah, I filled my battery with my wife. I'm happy. I filled my battery with my kids. I'm happy. I fill my battery with my community content. I'm happy. You know what I mean? We're doing this side project. Happy. Like everything is like all clumping together, but it looks great. You know
It's
what I
making
mean?
sense. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's making sense. And like I like what you said with like you and your wife, you guys have your days and stuff like that. We're finally me and wifey here. We're getting a little bit better now with it because like when we changed everything here with the content creation, she also like switched her jobs to working from home. So it was like we had to find that balance too.
Mhm.
Because it was like, well shit. So like until 5 o'clock, I'm limited on what I can do at home because if I'm too loud, it'll affect her. So we had to figure out how do we do this? You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So now that we're starting to finally get a little rhythm and get some stuff going, you know, we're gonna start doing those things too. That's why like I still don't sacrifice my Sundays. Like Sundays is our family day. We
Mhm.
all get together. I've kind of been doing that on Saturdays too. Now I'm like, if I don't feel like going live,
Yeah.
I'm not. I don't have to go live twice on Saturday just because I can in the mornings at night.
Yeah.
Like
I
I'm
like how
going
you
like
said that
once.
because you can, right?
Yeah.
Because you I like that you say that because I got to that point too because I'm like, man, I said I would go live Monday through Friday in the afternoons. Like, what am I doing? I just like my Tuesdays and Thursdays, like in the afternoons, I just work on my off stream content. And you said it earlier to get ahead. They're like, damn, Jimmy, you fucking do all this shit. I'm like, time management. Time
Time management.
management. I balance this shit. Like, I know right after work, when I get out of work at 1 o'clock, my time on a Tuesday or Thursday, if I don't feel like streaming, and I usually don't, I'm sitting there and I'm going back on everything I recorded. I'm chopping everything up. I'm scheduling it. And like, it's rare that I don't post every day a reel or anything. You know what I mean? Everybody's
Yeah.
like, damn, you're so consistent. It's not like I'm like, it's hard for me to do. It's just as long as I'm doing it ahead of time and making the time to do it, it's easy. It's
Dude, the key to
fucking
this shit
easy.
is get ahead of the game. You cannot make a reel for the same day or the next day. If you do that, you're going to burn out
Mm-hmm.
so fast. You got to sit down and find an hour that you can take of your time and make a reel for at least, I would say, at least 4 to 5 days ahead.
Mm-hmm.
If you can start with that, start small. Start 3 to 5 days in advance. Get ahead by 3 to 5 days and then see how much quicker you can get ahead by a month.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I got to that point before, and then obviously we had to retrace back because then we had our baby. But I was a month ahead before Remy was born. I was like going, and then we stopped. But now I'm starting to try to get back to that point of okay, look. So I already told him I was like, yo, Tuesdays I'm doing my reels. I'm gonna get on my reels, and then like Wednesdays I'm doing my VODs, or like obviously that's not what I'm really doing. I'm just giving an example. But like Thursdays, like I'm doing new shit now, man.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing stickers and shit now. I'm making my own product at home now that's for myself and my brand, as well as it's going to be something I'm commercially selling through Etsy. Like I'm branching out my business again. I got to make a day for that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not going to be something I have to do live every day. That's a
Yeah.
supply and demand. As
Mm-hmm.
long as I got the supply and I keep this steady demand, it's cool. And it's
Mm-hmm.
something small, quick, low cost. I got it. You know what I mean? I learned how to do that shit, trial and error. Now we got it down to a pat. Boom, boom, boom. Like you got to be able to, if you got to take it serious first and you got to want to do it. And if you can take it serious and want to do it, you'll find a way to get that time to get it done.
Mm-hmm.
Because if not, you're just going to be sitting there running around like a chicken with your head cut off with 10 projects, not knowing how to do any of them in
Right.
time.
Right.
And I don't want to do that. I don't got time for that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm with you on that, bro.
Yeah.
Like you gotta be able to manage your time. If you don't, oh my gosh, bro.
Right. Yeah, because all of it, like you said, there's sometimes like, and I've gotten better with time, obviously, with like picking up around the house, fucking doing dishes, making dinner. Like, there's a lot of things that I'm doing on an everyday basis that, like, I'm doing it without realizing it. But sometimes I look back, I'm like, damn, I got my shit together. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's crazy just to think that everybody's like always when they see me or like, damn man, you're doing so much shit. But to me, it's not because I'm not stressed. I feel like I'm in a good place as far as mentally healthy. You know what I mean? I'm able to take on all that I don't feel stressed. I don't feel like it's like hard for me. It just like I'm just used to just schedule, how you said you schedule and you kind of look ahead of what you got going on, and then you just start moving and grooving in between them. But life happens, or people get sick, or you got to go to work, or certain things come up and things like that. But I just feel like now that I've taken the time to look at my life and reflect and just be more opening to, it's not going my way all the time that what I want to do, but it's at the same time I shouldn't be able to just do whatever I want to do all the time. I got a lot of things going on. My family, I'm married. You know what I mean? I got a full-time job and shit like that. So I can't let those things fall off. I don't ever want to be a shitty father. Like, I love going to my kids' practice. I love seeing them grow and do their thing. I love playing video games with my kids. I don't have to stream when I play with my kids. I go outside and play soccer with them. Me and my wife watch shows all the time. We'll go and have lunch, just her and I. We'll sneak away and go have a beer or two. You know what I mean? Just like little things like that is healthy to have, because if you got to schedule those little things to look forward to recharge those batteries, like I said, in different aspects of life.
Yeah. And everything charges you differently.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, there's certain things that's going to charge you up just a little bit, and there's some things that can charge you up faster than others.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's I'm trying to get like Inari and Layla. I got, Inari, Layla, Remy, 3 girls right, here, and then wifey's, just a lot of like attention and love. Like, what is love? And having to teach them, like I love mommy different than I love you guys. You know what I'm saying? And I love you guys differently than I love Kimani.
Right.
You love me more? No, I love you different because you're a different person. And it's the same thing like that with your battery. Like, interactions with my kids, certain types of interactions, it's either going to drain me or charge me. Same thing with my wife, same thing with peers, same thing with content creation. And you have to be able to understand, is this a positive or a negative charge on my life? You know what I'm saying? And prioritize that shit. You know what I'm saying? If I got a lot of positive charges in my life right now and I'm feeling pretty good, I can handle that negative charge for a moment.
Like, you could take the blunt of that and be like, I'm good. Like, I have so many different good things going on that this is not that bad. Like, I'm glad you say that, because like when things happen, and you used to joke about it when you had your old brand name, you're just like, damn, that's unfortunate. But like, what can you do about it? Like, are you gonna sit there and complain and just like, oh, why poor me? And just like, look, if you look at all the million things that are going good for you, and you're gonna let that one little thing just bother the fuck out of you, that's not good.
Yeah,
you know what I mean,
that's what I'm teaching my kids now too, because they be crying for everything, and I'd be like, and this has been working. I'm like, I finally found some way to get them to stop crying like little babies. No, I'm just kidding, but they'll start crying about something, and I'm like, okay, look, why are you crying? I don't know, because I'm like, okay, is this gonna help you feel better? Is this crying? Okay, oh, you stubbed your toe, and now you got a scratch. Did your scratch just go away? No. Well, what do you got to do to make your scratch go away? Then they start talking about it. And I'm like, look, you're not even crying anymore. And they're like, what do you mean? I was like, because you're just crying, but crying is not going to solve your problem. You got to let it out, but it's not going to solve your problem. All it's going to do is make your face wet. I was like, but now that I got you thinking about what's going on, the tears went away. Now you're figuring out how to fix it. Well, like, Inara earlier was like tired, but she just wanted to stay up. I was like, you can tell me what's wrong. I don't know. You just want to stay up, don't you? Yes. And I was like talking to her about it. She stopped crying. Because like, if you just take that time, whenever stuff doesn't go the way you want, and think about what it is, just start off by thinking, you're not going to cry about it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't got time to cry about it.
Right.
And I'm not saying as men, we can't, like, when it comes to crying, like emotions, like that's a different type of topic. It's talking about like crying, like, complaining about
like
what's going on.
Like a frustration cry, kind of like the emotions get too much of you. Like, my older son will do that, like with like there was like his first soccer game was like a couple weeks ago, and it was a close game, and he played well, and they lost, and he started crying, and he just was overwhelmed with emotion. You know what I mean? I'm like, dude, relax, chill, breathe. I wasn't mad at him. Just like, hey, you played well, you lost. Guess what? Next game. You know what I mean? I tried it, and I'm glad you said that about the kids, because like, and that's with helping them balance and grow them, grow them into like decent human beings too. You know what I mean? Because it's hard. Like they only have to just eat shit and sleep pretty much, right? So, so when they get out of that balance, or they don't get what they want or whatever, just like, Xander loves playing Fortnite. If I let him play all day, he will play all day.
Oh yeah, came on.
You know what I mean? But when I tell him, hey, like, they're at home right now, for like fall break, and I'm like, all right, no video games until 12. You know, they get up around 8, so they're watching TV, limited TV. You guys got to color, you got to read, draw, whatever. At 12, you can play. You know what I mean? And then when mom comes home, that's it. You know what I mean? And like, it was like, well, why can't I just keep like, dude, you got to understand, like, you just sitting there the whole time is not good for you. You know, reading, listening to music, drawing, like, you got to like start doing different things. Go outside and, you know, work on your dribbling skills. You know what I mean? So like helping them, and that helps.
You do it.
Right. Right. But that helps me too. Like with the whole battery charging of being a father, I'm like, I need to be aware of my kids, of how they act. And you said, like, I love my kids the same, but I treat them differently because they're different people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I treat my 4-year-old different than my 8-year-old. I expect X amount from Xander than I do from Gio. But I try to make sure that me as a father, I pull back. I used to like always like kind of snap. Then I catch myself. I'm like, why am I getting upset with the little kid? You know what I mean? But that made me better. That made me better as a better father. I'm like, dude, I need to, you know, chill. You know what I mean?
About a story. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta chill.
I got a story. Dude, it was funny. It was my pops. So I like it was like last year or whatever. Like, cause I was snapped too. If I get stressed, I'm like, damn it, like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like you're not like, it's not like, you know, like we're not like crossing a barrier of like, oh my God, call CPS. Like,
yeah.
It's just like you're being a frustrated parent. You know what I mean? But I was funny. I told me, I was like, you know what, Dad? I was like, you know what? I need to get more patience for them. I was like, you know, I don't want them to feel like they're getting in trouble more. They were at a position where they just weren't thinking. It was like 6 months, bro. It was so bad. But they just had a bad spell for months that we were like, what do we do? It was like, you know, we don't just yell at you. We don't just spank you. We talk to you, or if it's a repeat offense, we might ground you or take something away. Like there's tiers to, like, you know, you keep messing up. You got to learn there's like a consequence, but I don't want you to always be in trouble, but damn, you're not thinking, you know what I mean? So it was like,
there's consequences, right?
Bro, we were stuck, dude, to the point where we were like leaving, like me and wife, we were like, what the hell? Like, stop, you know? And I was like, I can't yell.
Yeah.
I was like, Pops, I can't. I was like, you know what? I got to calm down. If I get upset, they're going to get upset and they're going to feel some type of way. And I kid you not, bro, like 10 minutes later, I'd sit down on the couch. I'm like, I'm going to do better. I'm going to be patient. And my kid did something. I was like, you motherfucker.
I just said I was going to get better tomorrow.
Yeah, I look at my dad's in the corner just dying laughing. And I was like, damn it. But dude, that's so fun. But it's like, you got to do that. But that's a battery too.
Yeah.
Patience is another battery because it drains every time. Oh my God.
It just,
you got to find ways to do it.
Yeah. Cause they're always like needy or things like that. But you know, they've gotten better. And you were saying like your kids are getting older too as well. So it's easier to dial in and be more patient. Like I used to get, I think, and you know, we're pretty open when it comes to our father, you know, how we father our kids and stuff like that. We're pretty open. I'm not saying I'm the best father, but I always try my best. I feel like I get better every day, you know, just listening and understanding and seeing them grow and how to kind of point them in the right direction, because that fills me up too as a human being. Like seeing somebody that, you know, came for me, you know what I mean, and growing, you know what I mean, that makes me happy too, and that fulfills my life as well. So
yes, sir.
Making sure that I put as much time and effort into that as I do content creation, as I do with my wife, as I do with jujitsu or anything that I do, I just make sure that I'm doing that enough. Because like, obviously you get pulled left and right for certain things are more important tiers, but at the same time, I want to be happy. I want to get out of the fucking house and go choke somebody out or fight off a choke for an hour or two, feel good, come home fucking tired, like, damn, I feel fucking amazing. Listen to my
motherfucker,
right? Listen to my kids talk about video games or their day. You know, that makes me feel good. Talk to my wife about shows or things like that, or us just chopping it up, just laughing and giggling. Just like all those things in my life are so like on point right now, more than ever in my life before. And it's a fucking amazing.
Dude, that's a blessing, man. I'm happy for you, dog. Like, you know, everyone needs to find that, because it's just, it's important, man, because energy leeches, man. And if you're not getting your balance, and to the point where you're in a negative rut, it's going to leach to everybody around you. And I learned, like, and I like what you said earlier about, like, you know, like I'm balancing and I got to do that with my kids to teach them to balance. And it's like, you know, that's having kids for us, I think having kids and being married are two things that are forcing us to better our balance quicker than people
Well
that
said.
don't have those
Yeah,
responsibilities.
that's true. That's
Because
true.
we're responsible for other people. How can I teach my kids balance if I'm not balanced?
Correct.
How can I expect my wife to be a balanced partner for me if I'm not giving her balanced commitment?
Well
You
said.
know what I mean? Like, you have to be able to figure that out. But if I don't have a wife and kids, I'm only focused on me. I do whatever the fuck I want. It don't
Right.
matter. You know what I mean? So like for us, I feel like being family, I feel like this will sound cocky, and anybody that's a content creator, please don't take what I'm about to say with a grain of salt. But I feel like this is what's gotten us mentally ahead of the game against some peers that we've met. Not because we're better than them, but mentally, I feel like that's what's gotten me ahead of the game with certain things. On like, people look at me like, oh, you got some stuff together. You got some stuff together. Doesn't mean I'm better than you, but they're like, oh man, like, damn, you just said you was about to take care of this last week. It's already done. Like, yeah, because prioritization, balance, and trying to figure these things out. You know, like those people that like aren't doing that, they're not, they don't have a lot of responsibilities that they have to balance. They just do what they want. And when you don't have a lot of responsibilities that need immediate attention, it's so much easier to procrastinate and get lazy. You know what I mean? So it's like, I feel like that's also keeping us on edge to just add that as a strength to our creation and our business, is we're gaining different levels of focus and balance and priorities just from being a parent and being a husband.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, you know, like for me, like I gotta teach my kids balance. I gotta teach Kimani balance. Like same thing with him with the games, everything. Like I gotta teach them, you know, right from wrong, up from down, you know what I'm saying, how to do it. And I can't be a hypocrite and be like, yo, you got to sit there and balance this. And then like, I'm not doing it myself, or you got to do your chores, but I'm not doing my chores. Or you got to do this. Like, I got to do what I say, what I tell them to do. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, granted, at the end of the day, respect, they're not going to be like, well, you ain't doing it, so I'm not going to do it. But mentally, they're not going to respect us.
Yeah.
If we're not doing it, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you got to, and like, you know, being a man of your word, like that's a huge thing with me with balance, bro.
Yeah. Share, like you're setting an example of how to, because if you're a shitty father doing all this, and they're gonna, you know, your kids look up to you and they're gonna think that that's normal, and then they're gonna do it, and that's shitty, you know what I mean, without you realizing that, you know, you're passing all those bad kind of traits down to your kids because they don't know any better. They see you as the fucking hero, you know what I mean? But then you're being shitty, and then that's how, you know, it just goes back with the what you were saying, like if you don't have kids or a family, but things like that. But I've heard other content creators and even musicians or comedians and other people I've been around, man, I wish I could do that, but this. I wish I could do that, but that. Like they use that as a reason why they can't do things. Like you can do it, you just have to make time to put it in to what you want going on. Well, man, I want to come to the gym every day, but my girlfriend doesn't let me. Well, I mean, let's give and take. The give and take. Man, I want to stream more, but my wife did. Oh, I want to do this, but my kids are always bugging. Like you saying that already, you are mentally lost. Like you, in my opinion, and like for you to already have an excuse and an out for you not to do something, it's just like, hey, you might not be able to do it as much as you want, but you could loop it in if you really wanted to. How you said, you always have time for shit that you want to do. But the things that you don't want to do, you have to be disciplined to do those kind of things too. Because like
that's a good discipline. Yes, I heard. I can't remember who it was. That was a motivational. Like I love them joints. I'd be finding them randomly by random ass people. Bald. They're usually bald. I don't know why. Bald people are just wise as fuck. But,
right. They already lost their hair, so like I might as well get smart on something.
Like,
shit.
Stick my brain out a little bit. You know what I mean? But like this dude was saying, he was like, you know, instead of using the word "but" for why you can't do something, do the word "but" for why you can do something. And I was like, wait, what do you mean? He was like, and I was like, what? And he was saying like, instead of going, yo, I want to go to the gym, but my girl won't let me, he should be like, I know this is going to be hard, but I know I can do it. And I was like, oh,
right.
He's like, change the but. Instead of it doing for why you can't, do it for why you can. Like, man, I know when I got to go get this done, I'm going to have all these obstacles, but I know that if I do it this way and that way, I'll get it done. He's like, change your butt. And he was like, change your butt. If you keep your butt in a shitty situation, it's always going to be a shitty situation. He's like, but if you change your butt, he's like, it'll be different. And I was like, hey man, I'm a dad. I get that. Dirty ass diapers. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But like,
I don't want to do it, but I can do it. Yeah.
Yeah. Bro, exactly. I know I don't want to do it, but I know it needs to be done. So I got to get the hell up and do it.
Right.
Like you just got to do it. Like, dude, prime example. Like my mornings, I have insomnia. So sometimes it's hard for me to wake up in the morning. but I got to get up, right? But my dad was like, yo, I got an appointment. I need you to take me next week on Wednesday, but it's at 8:30 in the morning is when it's there. So we got to leave early. And I'm like, fuck, I don't want to do that. He was like, yeah, it's this one, or I got to wait a whole month in November. I was like, I'm not going to make my
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So I'm like, I wouldn't do it anyways. I'd be like, it is what it is. Like, I got you. But I was like, I don't want to do it. So I was like, look, it's going to be hard for me to wake up. So just remind me the night before. So I make sure that I get off early or whatever, so I can go to sleep. I got you. You know what I mean? But like, I don't want to do that shit. Not because fuck my dad, but because I'm tired. You know what I'm saying? I got things, I'm exhausted, or my night times where I get a lot of my stuff done. And it's like, I'm going to sacrifice that. Dude, if I can't sacrifice one night for my dad to make sure his health is right, then I'm a piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? Because that project that I got to work on, is it going to be that substantial? Yeah, there's a chance it could be. It's not going to be that substantial that I can neglect people that actually give a fuck about me. Versus, that's what I'm trying to teach my kids. And I'm trying to make sure I put that into my stuff, is stop worrying about what everybody else thinks about you. Who cares?
What's one of the biggest things with kids, right? They're just so influenced by like the littlest things.
Dude, and like the teachers would be like, oh my God, your daughter's an angel. Like, wow, she's a dick at home. She don't listen to shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I'd be laughing about that. I'd be like, yo, look, you can listen, because when you go to school, you listen to them. I know you can listen here. Like, stop doing that. But I told him, I told him, like, yo, you know what's crazy? And I told him, I talked to Layla about this last year. I was like, you spend an entire school year making friends that don't hit you up once during the summer. I was like, why? I don't know. I was like, but you push your brother and sister away that see you every day for these friends that will never see you after the school is over.
Putting that in perspective for them, right? Putting that in perspective.
Yeah, and I was like, so why does that friend matter to you? I want them to like me. But does it matter after the school year? Because you're never going to see them again and make them like you. They could hate your guts and you'll never know. They could love you to death and you'll never know. So why matter? Why do that? Versus, would you rather your brother that you have to see every day for the next 18 years of your life, would you rather him hate you every day? Oh, no. So what matters more? The people that actually give a damn about you, that are here for you every day, or those people that you want to like? I don't give a damn, dude. I'll post something out there, and if I don't get as many likes, I don't know them. So, okay, back to the drawing board. What can I do to make it better? But like, I'd be damned if I wake up and my kids hate me.
Yeah, of course.
I'd be damned if I wake up and my wife hates me, my dad hates me, you know what I'm saying? I value you in my life, man.
Yeah.
You're a very, very great friend and asset in my life. I'd be damned if I woke up and one day I'm like, damn, Jimmy ain't responded to me. Shit, what'd I do? You know, like, when you care about people, that's when the opinion matters. If they have an impact,
that awareness, that's a lot of things that people don't like. They take the time to realize little things like that. Be aware of who's around you. Be like you said it earlier with the, who's in your corner, who's in your inner circle. Like, you have to feed those. Like, shout out to No Sense, man. When I had him on my podcast, and his whole thing is water your root. Like, that little simple term, you know what I mean? Because he was talking all this shit and going in, but when he like simplified that, I was like, damn, that makes so much sense for him. Just that just water, like, it's cool for everybody else, but you got to water your root too. You got to take care of yourself and things like that. Be aware of who's around you. Be aware of people that love you, because you got to give that energy back to them too. You expect everybody to be there for you, but what about for everybody else? Like my sister,
Exactly.
my sister has her son. I have a little nephew. I try to make sure every time I see him, or I look forward to seeing him, or he comes to watch Xander's games and stuff like that, I need to be a good uncle. You know what I mean? I'm getting to know my brother-in-law more and more since he moved into the country. Like, little things like that has like made me better in life. You know what I mean? Like, the whole, like you said, like the whole socializing, and obviously with the family too. Like, hey, all these people care about me. I need to care about them too. Like, everything I got going on is important, but that's important too. And I need to make sure that they know that they're important in my life as well.
Yeah, and that's my thing too, man. You shouldn't have to tell somebody that, what I'm saying, that they're important to you or you're important to them. They'll know. Show them. As I tell everybody, family is not a title, it's an action word. It's an action word.
Yeah, because anybody could be your family, not just blood.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you can't wear the word family. You can't wear the title family around me.
Yeah.
Because I'll never accept you as family. Family, the world knows you're my family because of what you do, how you act, how you move with me. If you don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, so all these, that's what I'm saying. Like, all these other people out here, like, oh yeah, you my boy. I mean, I'm gonna let you say it, but I know you're not.
Yeah.
But I get it. You putting up a facade. That's cool. But then the people that don't say anything, but you look and we do this for each other, we do that for each other, we're building together, we're doing this. Like, actions speak louder than words. And that's why, like, even the same thing with us with this balance. I gotta teach it to my kids and show them. Like, one big thing that I had is like my word is bond. If I tell you I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. Especially if I tell you that, because now I'm obligated. I put an obligation on myself to make sure I do what I said I'm going to do for you. And I make sure that it's done, because I would want you to do the same thing for me. Because it bothers me when people tell me they're going to do something, they don't do it. I'm like, I wouldn't do that to you. But it's happened where prioritizing, dude, guys, I know we're talking about how to do it. I make mistakes all the time.
Yeah, definitely.
I've done it with my kids. Hey, guys, we're going to go do this. We're going to go to the park. We're going to watch this movie. And then, like, I get caught up on so many other things, I can't do it. Now I feel like shit because I didn't do what I said I was going to do.
Yeah.
So then how do I rectify that? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, I fucked up. I should have did this. We're supposed to watch this movie, but we didn't. So then one day they're going to forget something. I'm going to forgive them without hesitation.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Well, because I fucked up. So I can't get on you when you made a mistake.
That give and take.
I forgot.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's like, you got to be able to do that. So like, my son forgot to do something. I was like, it's all right. I forgot as well. I understand. Yeah. You're human. You're going to make mistakes. I expect you to make mistakes.
Yep.
But how do you learn? How do you make it better?
I'm glad you said that. Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, we have to do that. But dude, I think that's one of the hugest blessings about having kids is they, like you said it earlier, they're mini us.
Yeah.
They're mini. I got 50 million mini me's running around this damn house that remind me of myself and my stupidity all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn. So I'm talking to them, but really we're kind of talking to ourselves.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
Yeah, I love how you said that, because like, going back into the whole balancing of being a father, like letting them grow and kind of direct them in the right direction, but at the same time, letting them know it's okay to make mistakes. Because I used to like Xander, like my older one, he would just, if he did something, he would just look at me like fucking scared. I'm all, sorry, Papa. I was like, no, it's cool, it's fine, no big deal. Like,
dude, mine still do that.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I don't want them to ever be like scared, like, oh, you dropped something and you're scared that I'm going to say something. I used to, I'm not saying that I didn't. It's not like I would just yell at them. I'm like, give them that look like, really? Like, what?
So
you're right.
They waiting for the look of doom.
Yeah, but that's not good. It's not good. That's not good. You know what I mean? It's not good. Like me being that way, instead of like, hey, it's okay. You messed up, acknowledge, accept it, and then move on. That's it. No big deal. You know what I mean? But that took time for me as well. How you said, like, with the parenting, like, I get better every day. And I'm not saying that I'm perfect either. I said it earlier. I'm so happy in my life right now. Of course, shit happens and things, that I can't control. You know what I mean? But with all the million things going on in my life that are good, I don't let those things, like, bog me down.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? I just don't let the things, like, a lot of things, and I tell people all the time, and you said it earlier, is it really as important as you think it is, or are you making it important because you think it's important?
Yeah.
Right? Is it really as important as you think it is? Probably not. What really is important? What can you really control? What can you do that matters? Does that really matter as much as you want it to work and matter? No. Like how you said earlier, I really want to do this project and I really want to do this, but I got to do this because I need to do this. It's okay. You know what I mean? Like, you have to be okay with making mistakes and not being Superman and being everything you want to do, man. I wish I could do this. I wish I could not sleep and just be a robot and do everything all the damn time, but obviously we can't.
Be the most successful human, or kind of human alive.
Right? Right? But, all those things like health, you know what I mean? Happiness, your relationship, your marriage, work, your community, things like that. All those are going every day in our lives, and we just maneuvering and grooving and making sure the waves are good and they're not. And every once in a while, here comes a fucking like, okay, we're off, but we're still going in the right lane. We're still going forward. We're not drifting off and shit like that. And I think a lot of people get caught up when things aren't going their way and their balance is thrown off, that they don't want to take that step back to get back on track because they're forcing themselves to try to make it work. Whatever it is, school, work, family, relationships. If you're forcing things to work and it's not balancing right, it's not good.
Dude, prime example. hobbies can become stressful if you don't understand how to balance it. A
Mm-hmm.
hobby that has zero obligation, it's
Yep.
something you enjoy, can become
Yep.
stressful. Prime example, gaming, great hobby. Turning it into content creation, it's not a hobby anymore. Now it's damn near an obligation. I
Right.
don't enjoy games the same way as I did anymore, and it bothered me. So now I had to change it. Do I want to play this game? I don't give a damn if it's trending. Do
Yeah.
I want to play it? Dude, you should play Starfield. I don't fucking like games like Starfield. I'm not going to play.
Yeah.
But you need to. Do I? Are you going to be there every single time I go live and play that game and be there the entire time? No? Then I don't care.
Yep.
Why? Because it's not going to make me happy.
Exactly.
Because I can't live to make that one person happy that likes that game.
Mhm.
Sorry, buddy. You know what I'm saying? You buying me the game? Or, oh, it's free. I don't give a damn.
Mhm.
Like, if I don't like it, because I did that before, bro, on Facebook. Every time a game came out, I gotta buy it. I gotta buy it. I gotta buy it. I gotta buy it. I got like 10 games I still haven't played.
Mhm.
And some of them I want to play. I just don't get to it.
Yeah.
So I was like, why am I doing that? That's stupid. Now, the only time I'm gonna do is if it's a game I want to play.
Yeah.
Now it's like, oh, I want to play that. I'm gonna get ready for it.
Yeah.
Or I find out, then I play that. I don't, because at that point, then you know that when I go live, I'm doing something I enjoy,
yep.
and the content's gonna be genuine. It's gonna be more high vibe energy and all that stuff. It's not gonna be this like, oh, I'm just doing it to do it because it's the trendy thing to do.
Yeah.
Dude.
Well said.
Following trends is whack, bro.
Yeah, because you do to a certain extent. Because you're right. Because when Starfield was coming out, I didn't want to play it, but I looked into it and I was like, okay, I enjoyed it. I looked forward to playing it. And then after I beat the main campaign, which is only like 20 something hours, they're like, you haven't done this? You haven't? I don't care about that. I don't care about building a base. I don't care about building a ship. I'll get to it eventually, but not on stream.
My priority.
Yeah, it's not on my priority. It's not on stream. I don't look like I need to have fun playing. And I'm glad you said that too, because before I was forcing myself to play shit because it was trending or everybody else was doing it. And then, gaming became work. And I was going back to the whole goddamn balance. In my head, I'm like, content. And why did I start playing games? To have fun. And then every once in a while, and I said this a while back, I started playing games offline by myself more often now. Not as a lot, but every once in a while, like late at night, chill mode, everybody's asleep, fuck it. Run it. Put COD on.
Time management.
I put the volume on 0 for the game, and I just listen to music, and I'm just playing. I'm having a good ass time. I'm like, good. I'm glad I got this back in because it made me happy playing video games. I needed that time to take for myself, and not my brain is always like, go with content, reels, this and that. And for me to just enjoy the time, I'm glad I found that back into my life with the gaming because, with the whole content creation, we feel like we always have to create content, but just taking a step back and enjoying video games and not putting the lights on, not putting the camera on, and just play a game that you really like. You don't have to stream it.
Yeah.
You don't have to stream it.
I'm glad you said that too, because I got into that position now where I'm like, I give myself an hour a day. An hour a day, I game, do whatever, I have fun. I give myself an hour. And what I'm gonna start doing is I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna do community time. So for an hour, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'll be in the general chats for Discord. So if anybody wants to come jam with me and sees me on for that hour, there I am. You're available.
That's cool.
You just gotta catch me for that hour, right? But then Tuesday, Thursday, Saturdays, I'm gonna go to the sub spot. So then I could same hour, different crowd.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But it's that way I'm getting my time, because I notice it's I hate saying some stuff like this, but at the end of the day, I kind of what, fuck it. I say what I say. People think what they think. I don't really care. You know what I'm saying? There's only one person on my dick. That's all that matters. But people want to engage with me. People value my opinion. People want to hear what I got to say about certain things. You know what I'm saying? Some people look to me as a source of wisdom when I don't see myself as that wise dude. I'm still trying to find, knowledge and wisdom for myself. But some people come to me for that. Just like I know they come to you for that because we're community leaders.
Mm-hmm.
People are going to come to us as those leaders. You know what I'm saying? So, but a lot of people don't realize there's 20,000 other people that want me too. You know what I mean? So it's if I go into one joint like streaming, everybody comes in the chat and isn't 100% focused on, hey, there's 12 other people in here commenting and trying to have a conversation. They're just like, hey, respond to me right now. Sorry, buddy, I can't. I got 15 other people in here I got to respond to right now. Sorry. You know what I'm saying? I get to you guys in priority in chat. You know what I'm saying? And I do the same thing in Discord. I was like, if I go in here, if I'm editing, I'm not going to make myself available to everybody. because that's distractions. I need to focus on my work. Like I told everybody, I go live. I had a problem for like a month. Jump into Discord before I go live. Next thing you know, I'm talking to everybody for an hour. I'm like, dude, I'm an hour late to go live. Fuck, I can't do that. So I told everybody, hey, I love you to death. I got to go live before I come in here. Well, why? It's nothing against you. But half the conversations we have are funny.
Yeah.
Why not have them live? Then I can go live. I'm on time. We can still interact and we can potentially make content out of it.
Yeah, and you're filling that battery with your community.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Versus now I'm late. People like, this motherfucker late. You know what I'm saying? Or like, it's just, I had to find balance. And I was like, I got to figure out ways to make myself punctual, ways to balance myself. But I also had to realize I'm grateful. Like what I'm saying about these people in my community that want to interact with me, I'll never complain about that. Dude, it's a blessing. And I appreciate it. There's people that want to be around when I'm there. Like if it's nice, just like when I'm home and dude, the best feeling in the world is like coming, like when I'm downstairs all day and my daughter's like sitting there waiting for me, especially the little one. And she's like, daddy, like, dude, that shit makes me freaking emotional damn near every time. I'm like, right. Like, dude, you love that shit. It feels good to be wanted.
Yeah.
It feels good to be prioritized. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but you got to find that balance.
Exactly. Yeah. You got like, I used to do that a lot. I'm glad you brought that up. I used to, and you've said it and you've caught it. I go out of my way to try to help everybody that hits me up. Like, I don't know how many messages I've gotten directly from random people or whatever and ask me things. And I go out of my way to help because I want to help. But sometimes I'm like, dude, like I want to help, but I have to also understand that not everybody's worth my time when it comes to certain things. And it's not a bad thing. It's for me mentally. Like I go out of my way too much that I shouldn't be going out of my way too much. You know, it's not good for me. You know what I mean? But the people, yeah, exactly. But the people that I make time for, they know, and things like that. But yeah, I mean, giving too much of your energy and making sure everybody else buckets is filled, it could be stressful too. Like like me just being the funny guy and making everybody happy all the time is like it gets draining as well too. You know what I mean? It just you can't always be that person. You also like I like how you started that whole protect your peace and you know how you feel and things like protect your energy and shit like that. Is true. It's true. Like we've had conversations all the time where you know without anything going on a recording, and you said things and like I've taken them into like thought because you've gotten to know me, and so you can call me and tell me certain things without me taking it personal and like that. And you know, going back to what you said, you're an asset in my life too. Like having your perspective on certain things because you look at life differently than I do has made me better because things that I don't think about, and vice versa. You've already said, you know, you talked about it last time. Damn, you said so many things that I'm like, God, maybe I should just chill because Jimmy's telling me I should chill. He shouldn't. He's not telling me to chill just to chill.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like we've gotten to know each other enough to where like I don't think I'd ever be out of pocket by telling you something, and I don't think I'd ever feel uncomfortable telling you something I don't really mean. You know, I don't think I'd ever gas you up just to gas you up or just tear you down just to tear you down. You know.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing too. I mean, like we're talking about charges and batteries and stuff like that, but you look at it positive and negative. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, there's things that are positive to you that are negative to me. That doesn't mean that we can't still charge each other up with that stuff, with that energy. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't have to have the same exact, because like, you know what was it? Isn't it positives repel?
Yeah.
Or whatever like that. So like if we're like, it's not, I'm not saying that we agree on something, we're gonna repel each other, but it's not gonna be the same charge.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So but if you have a compatible battery, someone that you respect and value, your negatives are your opposite, you know, energy waves are going to attract each other, and you're going to charge each other up with it. Like you said, like there may be something that I react in this manner, and you would have reacted in this manner, but because you charge me up with, you know, our social interactions, I think like Jimmy's way makes sense right now. Let me do it, and now I have a more fruitful outcome.
Yeah,
and vice versa, same thing for you. You know what I'm saying? So like, I think it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? And like you can't. I'm very aware, especially now with the protecting your peace whole thing. Like there's people in life that want to come and take, but won't give.
Yep.
Not financially. That's not a fact. It's whatever. It's time and energy, bro. Time and
emotion, feeling, a lot of things. They can
Yes.
drain you of you and what you got going on.
Yes.
Like
So it's like you said with the bucket. You
yeah.
can't fill everybody. Everyone wants to take from your bucket.
Mhm.
If they're not contributing to that bucket, you better get the hell up out of here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because what happens when my bucket's empty? Who's gonna come and pour some of their bucket
Yeah,
into
I'm gonna
mine?
have my family and friends always filling my bucket when I'm giving so much to my community and family and friends and other peers and stuff. No,
Yeah.
I totally agree. Having the balance, with everything, man. I think it's very important, and I'm glad that
The
we
balance.
the balance that we you brought it up, because how many different things have we brought into this conversation that not just with content creation about life? You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And I'm glad you said that earlier about you just being like a community leader, and like I've never thought of myself as like being inspiring and shit like that. I've never looked at myself, but some of the shit I do, I'm like, damn, I can be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not tooting my own horn or anything, but like some of the things I say and I do and I overcome and I people listen and they're like, damn. Like, I don't know how many times, like, I heard your podcast and so said that, and you said that, and I was like, wow. And I was like, that was
People
never
listen.
my goal to light people's light, like a spark or a thought. You know what I mean? But as I hear it more, it makes me more proud of what I do and how I carry myself. You said it a while back too.
Yeah.
I'm on camera. I'm saying things, being an asshole and shit like that. Like, so when I go out and about, oh, there goes Jimmy and his dumbass wife. He's a fucking idiot. They're his dumbass kids because he's a dumbass content creator because saying dumbass shit. I carry myself and I hold myself to another standard now that I'm on camera and people listen to me. So if I
And
feel
you'll be
like,
hey, look, my fans.
so like it just saying shit like that and carrying yourself, you know what I mean? It's important to me. So if I could be a beacon of information or inspire somebody in some type of way with me just being myself, fucking win.
Exactly. Because you're just everyone's over here looking at you like, look at a piece of shit. And you just stand there like, hey guys, look, it's my people. Like, I don't look at myself as a community leader. Like, I have people, I don't have fans. I don't have people that are beneath me. We're a community. We're all together.
Mm-hmm.
Just like you said, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, and when you are a leader, you have to walk with a certain posture. You have to not be imposing on anybody else's will, but you have to walk with a sense of strength.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because you carry the weight of your community on your back, regardless if you want to or not. The moment you make a community, you have weight added, and you better work out and make sure you can maintain that weight. Because the moment you fall, every weight you drop, you can't pick back up. The moment somebody feels dropped on your community, they're gone. So you got to make sure you can hold them up. You know what I mean? So yeah, like I love the way you said it. Like I don't like, even with me, that's why I was saying I sell myself short, and I told myself that's what I don't know if you're like, why does he keep saying this? I'm like, yeah, it's like this, but you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna say it. I have to stop doubting myself. I doubt myself, and I'm not saying like I got to be a cocky motherfucker because I'm never gonna be that. But I know my worth, and I know I'm putting my time, my love, my effort, my soul into this. You know what I'm saying? And people are seeing it, and I'm getting positive feedback. And that means a lot to me. And the negative feedback used to wear on me, but now I'm like,
yeah,
unless I value who you are, I don't care anymore.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because people will say negative shit just to get at you.
Right.
Bye, Felicia, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? But like for me, I appreciate it. So now it's like I'm saying, like, people, I'd be like, oh yeah, people want to like be around me. If you don't understand who I am, you're gonna think I'm being a cocky dickhead. But if you know who I am, I'm saying that with a humble mind. Because I'm like, why? Dude, we had somebody playing My Hero. Never met him before. Came in. Oh my God, dude. He was so kind, bro. Just met me. Came in there. Was like, it's so nice to meet you, man. He was like, dude, I could tell you have awesome energy. And just like 2 streams ago. Dude, I didn't know how to respond. I was like, thanks. Even people in chat were like, oh wow, that dude's like really like, dude, super awesome dude, man. Played with us the whole night.
Yeah, because you give off that energy.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't know how to respond. I was like, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
And then you go back to the game. Motherfucker, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, I'm like, get his ass. Shoot him in the ass.
Yeah.
Do it to him. And he's
but
like,
you're so kind.
So great. And I'm just like, what the? So like when I get those moments of people like really coming in and giving me praise and positive words of encouragement, I I love it. I appreciate it, you know, because I
That
don't do
gratitude,
this
bro.
for a good job. You know, I don't do this for a pat on the back. But damn it, bro, sometimes those are nice.
Yeah, fuck yeah, it does.
You know what I mean? And it's just like, I got to get used to it. So I told myself, like, I got to stop selling myself short and just say what I got to say and not doubt myself. So like, if you guys ever hear me and I'm like, no, I'm not going to do it. Like, I'm just battling my own self-doubt, not because I don't believe in myself, but I hold myself down too much. Cause I'm like, no, I don't know why y'all like me. I'm a piece of shit. No, I'm not, man. I'm not a piece of shit. Just because people I could give a fuck about call me a piece of shit doesn't mean I'm a piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a mental thing. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm getting better with that.
Yeah.
And you know, I kind of got that from you too, because you're humble, but you know how to exert your pride in a good way. And it's a very good trait to have. And like, I'm trying to be able to I gotta balance that too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you say it too. Like sometimes you're like, "Hey, stop downplaying how great you are." Sometimes, because I do, I'm like too passive and like, "Oh, cool, thank you." But sometimes you're like, "Yeah, talk that shit, yeah," and I'm all, "Yeah, yeah."
It's so much easier to do it for a homie than for yourself.
No, but you said that when we were having a conversation, man. Just having that dude in your corner, like, oh, man, I gotta find the quote, but I'll talk about it later and I'll send it to you. But having those right type of people in your corner, you know, it's amazing. You know what I mean? I've met you through this whole gaming content, and we have so much things in common. And we've been doing content, and you know, we relate and disagree on a lot of things, but it makes us better. You know, so adding into each other's lives and just involving each other with our lives has made us better men, better husbands, better fathers. You know, better content creators, in my opinion. You know what I mean? And we're not saying that we're the shit, but man, we put a lot of time in what we do. You know what I mean? And I don't ever want to like downplay down talk to anybody like beneath me or better, like people that are doing better than me. Like, hey, some people do minimal work and do way better than me. It used to bother me, but I don't care. You know what I mean? Like now, like I know what I want to do and how I carry myself. And if somebody with a like-mindedness or they like my vibe or what I bring, I'm gonna attract the right type of people. You know what I mean? So I felt
quality
like
over quantity.
Yeah. So over the year, you know, going back to full circle, and you know, before we end this, is like going through the trials and tribulations of things not going your way and misbalancing and fucking your buckets up and not filling them up and doing this and not doing that makes you better. You know what I mean? We're not perfect, but we're getting better every day. But acknowledging it and knowing it is not going your way and doing something about it is what a lot of people have a hard time doing.
Imbalance makes balance imperative.
Mm-hmm.
The moment you have an imbalance in your life, you need to find balance to make it level again.
Mm-hmm.
Like you won't know true. It's like anything, bro. You won't know true balance until you face imbalance and you feel the chaos of it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So like, it's just like how we talked about stuff on, I think last week we talked about that. Like, you won't know success or you won't know good if you don't understand the bad. You won't know the ups unless you feel the downs. It's the same thing with balance.
Yeah.
You won't understand how to balance until you learn how to deal with
how you misbalance everything.
Yeah.
The wrong way when you thought you had it right and you don't. You're like, fuck.
Yeah. Some of us came out head first. Some of us came out ass first.
Right.
Balance.
Mm-hmm. With my ass fucking coming out backwards.
I know I came out ass first with the amount of farts I do. I came out.
Right. Yeah. But man, this was a great conversation, man. And
hell yeah.
This is always like, man, every time that I sit down and talk to you, and I know we talk all the time, but goddamn, man, I really do enjoy talking to you. And I hope people that are listening and watching, you know, get anything from this. One person, you know what I mean? If you listen to this and you go home and you used to get, you know, snap at your daughter or kid for doing something and you don't because you heard Tetsu and Jimmy say that it's okay to fucking chill, great. You know what I mean? Hey, I'm being a shitty husband. I need to fucking not do this and do that. Great. You know what I mean? I need to work on my health and eat better. Like being around with you and like dude, the ginger thing, I started like drinking ginger because of you.
Are you serious?
Yeah, dude. Just like being around and being like, that's good for my body. Why didn't I doing that? You know what I mean?
Bro, I'm in tears.
What the?
I'm so sorry.
What?
Because you were like, if you're a shitty fucking dad, you can do better. If you're a shitty ass husband, you can do better.
I'm being honest.
It's like all I think of is they're being a better husband. They're finally getting that, you know, now it's I'm like, yeah, Tetsu and Jimmy said,
Hell
"Do it."
yeah,
Now
Jimmy
look at
said,
me.
hell yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Talk your shit, but be passive and humble.
I'm not a shitty dad no more.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
not a shitty husband no more.
Yeah.
I'm out here.
Close the
my bad.
door. Close the door.
Close the fucking door.
I'm gonna be more patient. Close the fucking door.
Dude, that shit is so funny. Me and my
GG's,
dad still
man.
joke about that. Yeah,
GG's, man.
I totally messed up your outro, and I'm sorry. But
No,
dude,
man, that was
hold
good.
That in. That was so funny.
Right, you're a
It's-
shitty father. Do better. If you're a shitty husband, do better. If you're fucking eating like shit all the time, maybe don't eat like shit all the time. Just like if you hear me say it and I'm actually doing it, I could set an example for anybody.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? With all jokes aside and shit like that, yeah, man. Like I've seen people that have been shitty people are great people now because they fucking went through hell and came out a decent person. They're not the best person, but they're decent. You know what I mean? So hearing people's, experiences and things like that make us better every day, man. On that note, balance your shit, protect your peace, be honest with yourself. Don't be a shitty dad. Don't be a shitty husband. Self-reflect. Be better. Be fucking better.
Yeah, you can always be better. If you ever think you can't be, you need to change your mindset.
Mhm.
Every day you can be better, man.
Yep. Any little thing, man. Balance that shit up, man. Great episode, brother. Great episode, man. Make sure you guys check us out, man. Like we said, we got all the socials. You'll see the link down below. If you're listening to this on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you guys are watching these reels or clips or anything like that, make sure to follow us. Consider checking us out, man. Let us know what you guys think about the topics and things that we talk about, or maybe something that you guys want to hear us and give our opinion on. You know what I mean?
Tell us how you guys balance stuff. How do you guys balance things, or what are balanced things that you guys are struggling with that maybe you want us to talk about it in a future time too? Yeah,
throw those in the comments in the chats, guys. We see all that. Come to our streams and let's talk. We're pretty social people. We're pretty open, and we enjoy getting to know people because that's how you build community, is by getting to know people.
You have to, man.
Right, man.
It takes a village.
For sure. Until next time, guys. Y'all take care, man. Jimmy Dukes here. Tetsu's Temple. Peace out, homie.